I am a first generation Latina. My father immigrated from Mexico. My mother is from Puerto Rico. They met in East Los Angeles. And to say that my parents are blue collar workers would kind of be a disservice. It's more that they were like the bluest of blue. Like they were the royalest blue. They're like LA Dodgers blue. Okay, so blue collar folk. And I really, as a kid, wanted to go to Disneyland. And my parents are like, we don't have money for Disneyland. And so then what did I do? Well, what the heck? We're gonna go full screen right about now. So what did I do as a kid? My goal was to get to Disneyland. I am about 8 or 9 years old. What am I gonna do? Well, I started taking jobs around the neighborhood. And anytime I got $1, $5, what I would do is I would go home, I would iron the money. That's weird. Folks, that's real weird. I would iron the money, I would fold it up and then put it in a tin Band-Aid box. And I kept on saving and I kept on saving. And unbeknownst to me, my dad tells his older sister that I'm saving diligently to get us to Disneyland. Months later, on Christmas morning, my tia Carmela, in her tree, has an envelope. And in that envelope were tickets for my family to go to Disneyland. And it was the first time I saw in my life that when other people see you working towards your goal, they want to help you. So this is going to get into my firm belief in not just setting a goal, but letting other people know about the goal too. Okay, we're going to get back into the keynote. That's a little bit of a story time with Jasmine Star. Okay, so, people could hear this and they might say, dang, that Jasmine girl, she's real stubborn. I wouldn't say I'm stubborn. I'm determined. And I like to take titles that other people give me and then wad them up and throw them away. Because over time, some people, like growing up as a kid, they would say, Jasmine's bossy. No, I'm a boss. Okay, so whatever title that somebody has given you, find the highlights. Be like, that Jasmine's stubborn. No, I'm determined. I want to teach other people how to be just as determined. So here is my process. And guess what? It ain't fancy. Number 1, make a goal. Number 2, set a laser focus on that goal. Number 3, you gotta work. That's just it. Your actions map your aspirations. If you tell me you want to lose 2 pounds, I will clap you up, but you're going to hit your 2 pounds. If you tell me that you want to lose 122 pounds, you're going to have to work. Your actions must map your aspiration. And lastly, I want you to go after it. You have to go after it like you've already hit it. If you don't show up like you already hit it, you're never going to hit it. So we must act and behave like it's already a foregone conclusion, like it's already done. So here are 5 tips to bringing your goals to life. Let's get this party started. Tip number 1, I want you to start with the end in mind. And this is where, friends, I want you to be free-flowing. There are no rules here. Start with the end. What do you want? Do you want to book 15 clients by the end of the year? Do you want to lose 10 pounds in the next 2 months? Do you want to pick up the phone and have a conversation with a parent who did you wrong and you're just like, I cannot do that? If the goal is to have the conversation with a parent, you have just hit your goal. If your goal is 15 clients, you have just hit your goal. If your goal is 10 pounds, you have just hit your goal. Boom, great. Now, once you determine your goal, we're going to have to work backwards. You have to reverse engineer. You say, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months. And then all of a sudden, when you look on the internet, if I weigh 185 pounds and I want to get down to 175, what is the calorie deficit? Google will give you the answer. If you say, I want to book 15 clients by the end of the year, and then you put in your industry. So let's say you're a photographer. I want to book 15 wedding clients by the end of the year. Put that in YouTube. It'll give you the answer. If you're saying that I want to reach out to a parent, well then what are the steps to get there? Build courage, pick up the phone, and have a script to figure out what it is you want to say. You're reverse engineering. What do I need to do? Now, when you actually outline the steps, it reduces the overwhelm. Oftentimes you think of your goal and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get there. And so what you do, and what I used to do heavily, is I would be at step number 1, and then I would look at step number 10 and be like, I'll never get to 10. How do I get there? I don't know. Your job is not to know how you're going to get to step number 10. Your job is to know how you're gonna get to step number 2. And then once you're at 2, don't go to 9, you're gonna go to 3. And then 3 leads to 4. All I'm saying is have step 10 in mind, but don't worry on how you're gonna get there. Focus on what you need to do next. Now, tip number 2, and this is where everybody falls aside. You wanna take action daily. That's just it. And this is unglamorous and it's not so fun, but it's also the truth. Because we also know, I hate that phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day. They're right, Rome wasn't built in a day. But every day they had to work to build Rome. And we need to acknowledge that, and here's the thing, I don't want people to think that I am telling you, you gotta work 8 hours on your side hustle to make it work. No, you don't. If you got 8 minutes, use the 8 minutes. But don't use 8 minutes to complain about the stuff that you don't have or the work you do not do. Take 5, 8, 15 minutes a day to do something. It is the small actions. It is the tiny steps. It is the stuff that people are like, it's okay, I'll just save it for tomorrow. No, what you can get done today is gonna get you closer to where you need to go tomorrow. So, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. It's about this time I talk about goal setting because I actually didn't know that it came natural to me, and then I started honing in on this skill. The skill of setting a goal, the skill of reverse engineering, and the skill of doing the small daily actions that truly, really, undoubtedly suck. Get comfortable in that. The greatest entrepreneurs do a lot of the smallest things consistently. That's just it. So, in order to achieve your goal and work on it every day, that will be the only thing that is going to move you closer. So once you've set your goal and once you're showing up daily, I want you to verbalize your goal. And this is where someone's like, dang, I was with her until right now. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to tell people what it is we want. Why? You can give me every answer under the sun, and trust me, I've spoken to thousands of people who will tell me, a complete stranger, what their goal is, but they won't tell friends, family, and they won't share it online. Why? They're afraid of what people are going to think and say. Because if you say your goal is to do X and you don't do X, you're worried that everyone's gonna be like, look at him, he tried doing X again. Look at her, she's just basically XXX. Okay, where did that come from? I don't know. So I don't want you to think that your dreams should ever live in the dark. For years, I would keep my dreams under a basket because I was too female, too brown, too poor, too dumb, too uneducated, too underconnected, too underfunded. I can give you a litany of reasons of why I kept my dreams under a basket. But I will tell you that the minute that I vocalized them and turned up for something else was the minute that everything changed. So the simple act of telling somebody, and y'all, like, I am CEO of Social Curator, and when we go into coaching, I ask people to verbalize their goal inside of the group. Why? Because it makes you accountable. If you can't say your goal with a small group of people who want to support you, you will never be able to say your goal outward facing. So the minute you tell other people, they keep you accountable, they find ways to support you, and if those people in your life are not accountable, and they're not supporting, and they're not pushing you forward, you need to find a new group of friends. I'm not saying leave your other friends, you just gotta introduce some new ones because they will help you move into your trajectory. And don't underestimate the support of others. You will never, ever know. Okay, let's go full camera here. Never underestimate the power of others. So y'all are very familiar, and this was not even in my notes. I just had Christina move away from this keynote because what happened? We have been in the constant search of growing our team at Social Curator. And it's not just for anybody. We're looking for like Olympian grade A players to join this team. And so on the inside of Social Curator, I was doing some coaching, and a woman by the name of Genevieve came on, and we had like a great conversation. And Genevieve has been a member of Social Curator for 2 years. And last week she's having dinner with her sister-in-law, who is a human resources specialist. And she told her, I really think that you should apply for Social Curator. I talked to her sister-in-law yesterday, and I have no doubt that this girl is going to join the team. Never underestimate the power of reaching out and helping somebody without any expectation, because they will ultimately become a hype person for you. Let's get back into the keynote. Okay, so next slide is tip number 4, and this is where we have to understand, y'all, failure doesn't exist. Failure is a title that you put on yourself. Failure is a jacket that shouldn't fit. Failure is 2 white shorts after wearing them in October and hibernating throughout fall. Failure is the thing that does not belong on you, and yet it is a title we hold so close to. Close to, why? Because sometimes we want to beat ourselves down for not getting to where we want to go. But I am here to tell you that every step along the way, what you perceived as a failure was a guiding point. What you perceived as a failure was now your new compass. What you perceived as a failure was a stepping stone to figure out what it is you are supposed to do. So instead of wearing failure as a jacket that's too tight, what I want you to do is look at failure as a guiding point to where you're supposed to go. Everything that you have learned is data and feedback. I can't tell you the epic failures, personally, professionally, and publicly. And every time I thought I was at my lowest point, something would happen and it would drag me down even lower. And now I look back at those experiences where I truly thought it was the end of my career, or I thought I couldn't come back from it, or I thought the mistake was so gnarly that nobody would ever hire me again. And I look back and I think to myself, thank you for those things. Thank you for the things I called as failures, because now I realize those were all guiding points getting me to where I want to go. I look back and I express gratitude for falling on my face. Why? I know how not to fall again in the future. Can I get an amen? Tip number 5, lucky number 5. This is the last one. Don't reinvent the wheel, y'all. Don't reinvent the wheel. What we want to do is we want to seek out mentors, people who have gone before us, people who can save us time, people who can say, been there, done that, you're not alone. Now buck up, buttercup, let's go and do that. Now, following in the footsteps of other people, it's going to speed up your success. Do I think you can build the business of your dreams or pursue your goals or pursue your passions without somebody? Of course you can. But let me tell you, I sat in a hospital with my mom and she was 50 years old and I was 25 years old, and she looked back at the difference of our 25 years and she only thought about all the things that she wanted to do that she never had the chance to do. So at the end of our life, the thing that we bargain with is time. What did we do with our time? I don't look as a mentor as a financial transaction of what I'm going to get on the back end. I look at it as a transaction of you're saving me time. And that, my friends, is a game changer to get you to your goal faster. So then the question becomes, like, do you need a mentor? Now, I believe that I can teach you everything that I have learned about social media success, but I can literally give you a playbook. I can give you an anthology. I can give you 66 editions of my encyclopedia of what to do online, and it doesn't matter. I'm being real. You have to fix this before you'll ever fix everything else. Before you'll ever fix this or that or spins or twirls or being confident in who you are. I can tell you what to do, but if this ain't right, we're not moving forward. So if you would like to go deeper, to be like, hey, I kind of stumbled across this, I don't know what this is about, I am teaching a 1-hour class in just a few days. And this is where I'm going to walk people through. Now, because you're saying, like, I want a mentor, I want to know what to do, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'll lay it all out for you. It is a 40-minute class, and then we're going to get into 25 minutes of live Q&A and coaching. You could raise your hand. You can come on camera with me, and we're going to workshop your business. Why? If I have the ability to become somebody's mentor, to share something that I have learned from the past, well, then I'm going to show up. It is a free class. There are 3 sessions. I will be going live. JasmineStar.com/planning. There you're going to learn how I plan a month of content in just 1 day. We're going to talk about how I post in just 5 minutes. We're going to talk about business mistakes. We're going to talk about marketing things. I want you trending faster, doing more. And on that note, let's get into a quick flash fire Q&A. I'm going to give you a little taster, a little amuse-bouche of what is happening in just a few days. All right, let's get in. Woo! All right, here we go. Take a deep breath. Great. I'm having a hard time articulating what it is I want to do. Any tips? Oh, whoo, look at this. I got chills. I got chills down my left arm because I wouldn't say I'm religious. I would just say that, like, I clearly identify with who God is in my life. And I will never forget, oh man, it was 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I'm driving from San Diego back to Orange County with my husband, and I was so frustrated because I thought that everything that I was doing in that moment was the thing I was supposed to do, and it felt empty, it felt vacuous, I felt tired, I felt drained. And I told my husband, I don't know what it is I want to do. And so we're driving on the 5 freeway, and the sun is setting right over the ocean, and he says, well, how would you, in a dream world, how would you like to spend your days? And I was like, well, I would like to write, and I would like to make videos, and I would like to teach people what I know, and I would like to show up, and I would like to guide other people, and I would like to create community. And I was like, but a job like that doesn't exist. And then you want to know what happened? The job that I had vocalized became a passion. So I started, now let's go back to goal setting and walk through our 5 steps. I set a clear goal. what it is I want to do. I want to write, I want to create, I want to curate, I want to help other people, I want to show up, and I want to create content. So then we reverse engineer the steps to get where it is that I want to go. I didn't know how to get steps 2 to 9, but the first step was, all right, if I want to create videos, I probably need a videographer. And then all of a sudden, okay, once I got a videographer, well, then I need to figure out what the heck I'm writing. So I'd write scripts and I'd create content. And every step led to the next step. So now I'm in front of you as a CEO of Social Curator, and guess what I'm doing? Creating community, teaching people, becoming a mentor, creating content, working with a videographer, having fun along the way. And this moment, and let me just tell you, it ain't all candy land, rainbow, sunshine, unicorns, and kittens eating pizza while playing a DJ. Okay. It is none of that. It is hard work. It is tiring. 2 weeks ago, I sat on my bathroom floor and I cried my eyes out because I didn't know what to do next. But today I woke up and today I said, I am so thankful that I get to do this. This is an outward manifestation for a dream I couldn't even put into words. So if you don't know what you want to do next, start listing the things that would be a joy in your day to do. And let me tell you, it will not be fun. And it will not be sexy, it will not be glamorous, but I want you to save time in your journey. I want you to show up differently. I want to talk you through the mistakes that I had made to get to where I want to go. Because I can tell you what to do, and then I can tell you what not to do, but we ain't got enough time for that. So, okay, let's get into, I'm good at coming up with dreams, but I struggle to actually start. How do I take that first step? Now here's the thing, I've always said that half of me, like 50% of me is holy and 50% of me is hood. Now the holy side, well, that's really nice and warm and fuzzy. So I'm gonna tell you, breathe deeply, journal daily, figure out like what it is. And I want you to do that. But the hood part of me is that if it has been a continuous struggle, the struggle isn't coming up with the idea, the struggle is doing the work. That's it. You don't struggle of knowing where to start, you struggle with being okay with trying a bunch of things before you figure out what works. So how about I give you an invisible permission slip, and I tell you, this is your permission slip to go and make it not work 101 times. And then by the 102nd time of doing the same thing, chiseling on the same stone, something will come to you. Do you have the humility? Do you have the chutzpah? Do you have the desire to sit and hit that stone 101 times? If you don't start a business. And if you do, I'll hand you a hammer. Okay, it's imposter syndrome for me. What do I actually have to offer? Well, let's see what I have to offer you. Content. There's billions of hours of content on YouTube. Marketing advice. There's a billion marketers on Instagram. Motivation. Scroll 31 seconds on Facebook and you'll come up with 31 different inspirational posts. Talking about a female starting up journey. There's millions of people who are doing that. So what do I have to offer you? Nothing that is different than something that you can get somewhere else. But there is a reason why I'm here, and there is a reason why you're here. So your imposter syndrome is, what do I have to offer? Guess what, honey? Nothing. You have nothing new to offer anyone. And if that stops you with where you are, get out of the game. You have to understand that what you offer might not be different, but it's yours. Do you know that you can actually transcribe everything I say, and then you can go on and you could do a Facebook Live and you can have a script and you could say, what do I have to offer? I can do this, this, and this. And guess what? You could take my exact words and you can't deliver it the way that I do. You can't see it the way that I do. You don't have the same followers as I do. We're in different industries as I do. You might be white, green, purple, yellow. It doesn't matter. You might be a guy, a girl, you might be old, you might be young. There are 3 ways for you to stick out. When you say, I don't have anything new to offer, well, number 1, let's actually talk about if you don't have anything to offer. The goal would be 3 M's. There are 3 M's that set anyone else apart. You can sit here and watch 100 people read the same script as I'm talking, and the 3 M's that are going to set us apart is our message, the way that we're delivering our message. We could be talking about the same thing, like setting goals, but the message coming from me and 99 other people is different. Now we're going to talk about the medium. The medium. Maybe I'm a good speaker, but you're a much better writer or a podcaster. Maybe you make videos. Maybe you dance better. The medium that which we share it is different. And then lastly, is the messenger. Some people, despite my best efforts, will look at me and say, this girl is not for me. Her hoops are too big, she talks too fast, her hair is too crimped, and guess what? Fine. I'm not here to get you to like me, I'm here to get you to trust me. So if you walk into your superpower and say, I am not saying anything new and I'm not doing anything new, but guess what? My message will be different because I'm the one who's saying it. The medium, I could do something similar to somebody else, but I'm gonna do it in a different way. And the messenger, nobody can do what you do, how you do it. So just do it. Friends, this conversation, we're just getting started. Okay. We are having a live class, and yes, we're going to talk about like the machinations of how to actually create content, but it is not just knowing the how. It is the why, the who, and the how. We're going to get more into that in our live classes next week, jasminestar.com/planning. I look forward to seeing you all there. We are just getting started. Take care, friends. I appreciate y'all. Bye.